Growing up, I never thought black was beautiful.
I remember in school, I used to get called Black Sudanese. Then to them it was an insult. Kiwi, Giza. And for the longest time, I hid behind my own reflection. I wished I was lighter.
You know what? My black is beautiful.
My black is beautiful.
My black is beautiful.
A very good morning to you. How you doing? Welcome to Inspiration Monday, and I'm your host Mikali. And of course, you know when you see me on a Monday, you know I'm all about the women. This is the Everyday Woman, and I'm going to be talking to three amazing women. And today we're touching a topic that is very close to us, something that is hush-hush, and it happens from when we're very, very young. We're talking about colorism today. So we're going to be also tackling what is it for anyone who does not understand what we'll be talking about. So to introduce these amazing ladies, I'm just going to do and then they will do one by one later. See you guys get me? Yeah. Cool. So we've got Angela with a J. So if you ever watched Are You My Type? Yeah, you remember Angela with a J. We have Rael and we have Corey. Welcome to the show, ladies. Mko salama? So mnataka kupatiana hiyo CV yenu directly. You can do that, and this is your camera. Angela, please answer. Okay. Microphone.
What am I saying? My name?
Your name, what you do, so that we just get to start from that point.
Okay. So I'm Angela with a J. Like she said, I have to remind you to spell it with a J. Unaweza niandikia cheki bounce. And I'm an actress, currently in 2 TV shows. I'm also a trained journalist, so occasionally I might do some communication consultancy and behind the scenes production. Yeah, pretty much. And my black is beautiful.
Yay! I was waiting for you to say that, by the way. Great, because that's what we're all about today.
I'm Rael, digital marketing manager with Kifalme Movers, a new company we recently launched. Technically my newest baby in town. Part-time blogger, she's a tomboy. I'm very lazy. I'm a tomboy. I'm lazy. Zero. Like
we can see it, but you have makeup on and you look really good.
Thank you.
My name is Corey Mwende. I am a public relations consultant. I am passionate about PR, public affairs, and I'm also passionate about women issues and mentorship for girls. And that's why I'm here, because I'm passionate about this topic and my black is beautiful.
That is a beautiful campaign that happened. Is it last year? Last year. Maybe you can give us a bit of that, anyone, and of course introduce the people to colorism and what it is for everyone, for anyone who's hearing that word for the first time today.
Okay, so this campaign was actually started by a lady called Joanne Kuria. So she's the founder of XX Agenda that really focuses on women issues, everything gender. She's very passionate about it. And she brought us together because she realized that there's a gap in different topics that are being covered. People are talking about racism, people are talking about tribalism, but hardly do people talk about colorism, and especially in a country that is full of dark people. I mean, in an African country. So for me, like, my example is when she talked about it, I didn't realize actually it was a thing. Yeah. I didn't realize that it had a label to it, that colorism is actually a thing. I felt that, oh, so this is something that I'm probably going through alone. Identifying myself as, I mean, in black, unim light, you know, like
in college we used to call like really dark chicks, and it wasn't anything. Even they would go like, so if there were two Mo's and one was lighter, ilakwa Mo Fanta ama black currant.
Whoa.
You know, and even they would introduce themselves that way. Mimi ni Guinness, sama mimi ni, who did I just say that? Mimi ni black currant, you know. But for them it didn't, you know, like you're saying, it didn't
exactly.
have like a label.
Exactly,
to
there
it.
was no label to say that I'm actually, that this is colorism, but it's actually a thing. So that was the basis of the whole campaign for My Black is Beautiful. So she brought together a couple of ladies who are black and beautiful, and we just shared our stories, and it has been a campaign that, to be honest, has triggered conversations, triggered emotions.
We're here today.
And look at us today, we're talking about it. So,
my goodness. So maybe, Rael, you can tell us, how did you get into this, and how did you find out about the XX Agenda or Joanne and what she was doing?
I think I'm the blackest, proudest person I know. Like, I've been black every day with brothers who reminded me every day I've been black. No way. Yeah. Like, we're all black in the family, so it's always all mchongwanos would go around being black. Like, when you move kashtani, when like it's normal. And then growing up with boys, it was so easy. Today my best aim would be kesho ulichongoa leo, kesho yangu ni normal kushinda yako. So it was okay. So when Joan contacted me to talk about being black, I'm like being black is a problem, like a real problem. Like, now we have to sit and discuss being black. So I meet girls who've been discriminated, Angela with a J here, telling me I haven't been auditioned because I'm black. I'm thinking, why? Because I've never really had a problem growing up being black, being told when in black sana hauzifanya hii. I think I've had a very receptive society around me. We like your tone of black, you're nicely evenly black. So I'm thinking, if everyone accepted this, plus my mom made it clear to all of us, I gave birth to very beautiful babies. You're beautiful the way you are, black and black. And then growing up in Busia, where every other lady is bleaching their skin, like the skin lightening creams, you go to the border and 1,000,001 shops are there with bleaching creams. So you're like, Mom, tafadhali, don't ever think about changing your skin. You don't know how much you're exposing your melanin to all these sun problems, every other thing that's coming with it. Then the way you are, God knows this is who you are meant to be, and beautiful the way you are. So if ever you are challenged about your color, your every other thing, no, this is who you are. I love you the way you are. Your brothers have accepted you the way you are. And make sure every other girl you come across, remind them how beautiful they are. And that's, for me, talking about colorism was something I felt maybe I didn't know because I've been so comfortable with who I am. Maybe I just wasn't keen on people having their problems out there. But yeah, when I got to talk about it, that's when it hit me. Actually, this is something we need to have started speaking about
a long time ago.
Yeah.
A long time ago, really. Angela, how did you get into this?
So usually there's a story that I share with everyone. I tell them how when I started acting, the very first time I got the main character in Coming to Birth, which was a set book, where I used to do set books, and I was the lead role. So that was a warm welcome to Nairobi, because that was the first time I was coming to Nairobi to join campus. So in my mind I was like, I have made it. So during campus, and I tried to get into TV, and that's when it hit me. That was for that book. The setting is in Nyanza, so that was the, Oh, wow. So yeah, so it was sort of like I have been typecasted. So now when I get into TV, I get these whole comments about how it's difficult to light me. I told my friend to put me in a production that he was writing for, and he did a role just for me, tailored for me. And on the day of the audition, he made sure no one else came, so that it was just me. But now when I got there and I auditioned, and when I was leaving the room, the producer didn't know I had not left. It was like, we can't have her. She's a good actor, but we can't have another dark skin. Like, it will be hard to light, and all those things. And then she realized that I had. So she was like, it's not your fault. There's nothing you can do about it. It's production. It's technical. You didn't understand. And she didn't know I was studying actually communication then. So I know all these logistics, and I know it's just excuses. Yeah, so I think for a while I didn't do any acting. I went back to production and to do things behind the scene, like communication, where I'm being judged for my brains and not how I look, because there's nothing I can change. Like, in my mind, I can't. I've grown up believing that, when you watch TV, when you grow up watching TV and Barbie dolls, they're light skin, and you drive around, and you see Cinderella, and you see billboards with light skin, so you grow up believing you're not beautiful, but for someone to rub it on your face, it kind of hits you like in a major other way. So for me, it was a real struggle. I'm grateful now. I'm into TV shows. Like, I can say maybe things are changing. They should have changed way back. This is a conversation we should have had way back. But I can't say now. I can say things are changing because in some TV shows. So progress. We're still not. We're still not there yet. But maybe that's why we need to have this conversation.
And also, I think to add on that, what also the whole campaign is all about is that we're not saying that we really need to focus on black girls. We're also saying that beauty is universal. You know, that's the thing. Beauty is universal. Whether you're a light skin, whether you're a dark skin. So we're not trying to say, oh my God, we're not trying to have this crochet thing of, oh, you know me, I'm dark, or do what? What you're trying to say is that we need to debunk the myths that black girls don't fit the bill for things. Because we found ourselves in situations, and probably this is also a story probably other girls can even share, that I really have to step up my brains. I really have to like substitute, or rather to compensate for something, because look, I'm competing with other light skin. Oh my God, so what do I have? So I have brains or what? I'm not trying to say that light skins are not, no. That's not what I'm trying to say. But there's always the notion that we've put for ourselves, especially for me, that I need to compensate my blackness with something else so that I can fit in the society.
Be hardworking.
Exactly.
Get the perfect
like
shape.
There's something else that
get a good
people
job.
can talk about me. People won't say Corey is a dark skin. They'll talk about something else about me. Exactly. They will probably not have Corey and beautiful in the same sentence. They'll probably have.
And if they have beautiful in that statement, it'll be like, oh, for a black girl, you're really, really beautiful. That is so wrong.
You know, for me, being dark has never been a problem. If anything, it has been a beautiful thing.
So when I heard of the colorism campaign from Joanne, I was like, what is this all about? And when we got talking, I realized that this is actually something that I have been going through. The issue of self-esteem because of my darkness. And I feel like it has been such a profound campaign that conversations are actually happening. Joanne has set an agenda for these conversations.
And as I hear people's stories and how, people will be, I don't know, mistreated or overlooked because of race, not even race, it's color, which for me is just like absolutely ridiculous. It's like a carryover from racism.
It's supposed to be a buffet. It's not a la carte. Like the way she's trying to explain, a bit of everything. Like mix them all up. Do not make some group of people feel like they're not supposed to belong. They're not supposed to be there. Because we are all, there's so many complexions. There's so many, there's caramel. There's so many.
There's
cocoa. There's so many. Yeah. So
there's so many complexions actually.
If you put them all together, because
I just read somewhere a high yellow.
Oh wow, there's that.
There's high yellow.
What's a high yellow?
I think it's like a 0.5 or something,
Well,
So maybe, Rael, you can share, have you ever been discriminated upon because of the color of your skin?
No. Actually, for me, it's we love your black. So,
yeah.
you know the way like 2 weeks ago, I was attending a baby shower, and then someone just asked me, what color of foundation are you using? I'm like, nothing on my face.
My skin.
It's my skin. Like, you actually want black foundation? People have been looking for lighter foundation. For me, it's no bad stories. For me, it's been good stories. Colleagues at work, my acquaintances, it's good stories. No one has discriminated me, and that's why I'm saying I was surprised that people actually having problems. Yeah. Because for a very long time, I thought the people who are bleaching their skins weren't educated. Like, no, like, for real.
But then you were educated at a very young age. Your mom made sure you knew.
Yeah. So I'm thinking, if you never went to school, then you think you need to be light for you to get other things going, for you to be noticed, for you to get that job.
But then they don't know the melanin bits that you know.
Yeah.
that comes with cancer and everything else.
What's a problem? Because, sorry to say, but my number one, this fly, the number one person in class, like for a very long time, we admired her because of her brains. I was never a number one student. For me, it was provided I'm in the top quarter of the class, I'm fine. So here you are with the brains. Then I met her a while back in town. She's yellow. She was my black. You're yellow. I'm thinking, what
Did
happened?
you even know how much she knew? She knew you, and then she had to introduce herself to you.
What happened? No, I have to be accepted with this man at work. I'm thinking, you have the brains. What more do you need? Because you'd open your mouth and we're all proud of what you're saying. So why? It's because of the society accepting you. Men want black women, lighter women. My job wants a lighter woman. I'm thinking.
So it's everywhere, the workplace, the home.
Also, I think to add on that, the fact that she has talked about bleaching, and I'll tell my story, but to take you back, it's all about what we consume. right? So growing up, the visuals that we consumed, TV was a lot of the West content, right? So we associated beauty, I associated beauty with that. So when I got into my teenage years, I started feeling like, so nobody had told me keenly that, Corey, you're beautiful, right? But nobody had also told me that, Corey, you're not beautiful. But from what I saw, what I consumed, and what I kept telling myself is, I don't think I'm beautiful because I am not light skinned. And you know what I did? I started bleaching myself. That's why I'm laughing when she says that. I went to Mombasa Road. You know, like there's Mombasa House, right? So yeah, so they used to sell this thing, like it was in a green thingy, yeah? And you know the way those ladies, they call you, they say you, madam,
Mafuta. Yeah.
So I actually started using that. And one day my father saw me, I had started to become lighter. And he told me, you're lighter. And I was like, yes, I'm actually using something. And he was like, why? You're very beautiful. And that was the very first time that someone actually told me, you know, it's always in passing, those ones of, unaka vizuri, nini, but it's not like a keen kind of thing where someone actually takes time and tells you that you're beautiful. And from that moment, I was like, okay, so wait a minute, I am actually beautiful. Like, I need to embrace this. But then again, also growing up still, even in the dating world, I would never be, I'd always feel like, if we're maybe, we say a bevy of girls? Is it? So I'll probably feel like, Ochali ataki kuniongelesha, junajua mimi ni mdark, but I'm sure atenda kuongelesha huo dem. And in most cases that has happened. So in me, I think I've had to nurture and cultivate my confidence and to love myself the way I am.
That is, so you stopped bleaching from that
Oh,
point?
yes, I did. Yes, I did. But then again, let's talk about makeup. So I go to buy makeup, foundation, and I go to one of these best stores in Nairobi, and this lady, and I pick a makeup, and she's like, you need this. This is lighter. And I'm like, why? As in, I'm not dark, nataka dark. I want like a darker shade. And they're like, hey, we've never had someone come and ask for a darker shade, because everyone just knows that for you to look beautiful, you need to have a lighter shade. Look at our phones, our filters. Do you have dark filters? No. Not unless you do black and white, right? Yeah. You have to do, because filtering and putting it out there to look like you're a light skin is what is deemed as beautiful.
My goodness.
I think my biggest advantage was hanging out with boys. Like, I was in a class, my IT class had about 70% of the class were men, and then the other 30%. You walk in class with lipstick, actually the whole class will laugh. Right, shida yako leo ni nini? Umepaka? Why? Like, they do that to all the girls.
Typical tomboy now.
Yeah. So you go home, leo acha nimetengeneza eyebrows. You know, to date I wear skirts, and my mom is like, oh, kumbe unakuwa na mguu. Yeah, like she tried, buy dolls, play with dolls, nothing. So same to my brothers. Uko poa vile uko, class uko poa vile uko. I still joke, mu upaka ngombe from head to toe. Like,
yes, I am Team Arabian.
Yeah, Team Arabian from, because what I realize is what we tell the people we are around is what matters. Because if I tell you today, hii black yako inakaa funny, itaanza kukusumbua kesho, ujaribu. Yeah.
Tell me about it.
Drink enough water.
So, we take it to
Unakanga kwa jua sana.
Yeah, we take it to heart, and inaanza kusumbua. Next time ukipita hapo hivyo Mombasa House, mafuta, you are keen to hear mafuta. So
because you want to be beautiful.
And even other girls who are doing it around you, and that brings us to the conversation you were having earlier, saying that this conversation needs to happen in schools. Teenagers, they need to know. And I really love what you say. People around you need to, like, if you're watching and you're a parent or you're an elder sister, this conversation, affirmations need to start at that point. They are beautiful, they are lovely, they are accepted exactly the way they are. So it needs to start there. It needs to start. So, Rwanda jameni, kabla tumalize hii story, because I'm sure our time is running out, but Rwanda just banned all bleaching products. My goodness, do you think that will ever happen here? But Rwandese are so beautiful. They were still bleached. Like, it's like, my God. Like,
mentality. mentality. I don't know if it would ever happen here, because that would mean infringing some people's businesses, and you don't know who they are in the government. So at the end of the day, personally, not that I'm supporting this, but personally, at the end of the day, it depends with an individual. How many things are banned in Kenya and people still use them? So it's an individual to decide, do I want to bleach? If I want to bleach, even if it's been banned, they will go and find it where it's been banned. So it's not about banning it. It's about empowering these younger people. It's about leaving someone to decide whether they want to do it or they don't want to do it. Because if you grew up being told that for a dark skin you're beautiful, and you know growing up you thinking it's a compliment, then you realize, boom, I'm supposed to be ugly. It's just that I'm beautiful for a dark skin. No matter what you tell me, in my mind, if it's set that way, it won't change. That will be my mentality. That will be how it is. So it's an individual to decide.
And what can we do? And I like that we are pushing. Rael has something to say. We are starting this conversation. We are having this conversation here now. People are watching this conversation, but what are we doing to make sure that we do exactly what she says, so that the people who are coming up, the little ones, the young ones, the teenagers, that they know for sure, your black is beautiful.
I think what we're missing currently is the education on the effects of bleaching. Mercury is actually banned in Kenya. I'm forgetting the other formula that suppresses the development of melanin, that also kills the black bit of it. Because in Rwanda there are 5 categories of lightening skin. There's a number 1, slightly light, up to level 5 where you are like white. Mercury is banned in Kenya. The second formula is banned in Kenya, but they're still being mixed in the lotions that we buy. But the moment we start educating people, because we are missing that, on the effects of the creams and everything, maybe we could have people who've gone through the whole bleaching process and then the effects they're having, because you're exposing yourself to skin cancer and then the patches that also come with it. And then there's some people that have things popping up on their skins, and that nothing can be done. So the moment we start educating people and tunapeana real facts, like it's this harmful, hata kama tunataka kutumia some really gross examples, we need to do it, because beyond the talk, I'll still see you lighter today and I'd want to be quote unquote beautiful the way you are, but I'm not telling you what I am exposing myself to. The media is not talking about that. The advertisers are not talking about that, because everyone is paka hii, you'll be this beautiful, you look this way. But let's do it, the education to everyone. Talk to our kids, talk to our sons, because the boys are also starting to bleach themselves. I was looking at Congo, Jamaica, they're like, I'm doing this because when I walk into a bar, all these girls will come flocking because I'm light. I'm thinking, what happened to tall, dark, and whatever?
Handsome.
Yeah, so just the education is what we are missing, and the affirmation to the people we are dealing with every day.
And I think also to add on that is we need to unlearn some of these things, First of all, being a light skin is okay. And being a light skin is beautiful. Rangi ya thao ni rangi beautiful. Black skin ni rangi beautiful. But then we need to unlearn the standards that we're setting for beauty, you know. And I love what you're doing, Mikali, by having this conversation, because this means you as an agenda setter, as the media, you're setting pace for this conversation. They will trigger emotions, they will trigger everything, but then at the end of the day, people will start having these conversations. And then it will also go back, because someone is going to watch this, a teacher somewhere is going to watch this, and will go back to their class and will try and identify some of these girls who are bleaching or whatever, or even affirm girls that they are beautiful, whether you're light skin or whatever. And I think for me, what I love about this campaign, and one thing that Joanne actually said was, beauty is universal. Beauty is universal. There shouldn't be a standard of beauty, because then that means if you put standards on beauty, then what does it do to self-esteem? I mean, we are battling with so many things. We are battling with equality as women. We are battling with tribalism as a country. We have racism across the globe. Goodness, let's not do colorism.
Let's not do it. We were born this way.
Yeah.
We should play that song right now. Born this way, Lady Gaga things.
You know?
But it's a beautiful conversation that we're having this morning, and I really, really appreciate each and every one of you. Do not even dare laugh at Mekushema. But yes, so... Oh, you didn't? Ah! Okay, cool. But you know, it's important. Some of the things that I've probably picked up from this is we need to unlearn, we need to educate, and not just talk about it. Talk about facts, the effects of bleaching and using these agents, and we need to keep affirming that we are all beautiful and that beauty is universal. Jameni, hakuna standard. You are beautiful just the way you are. That's me. I'm beautiful.
My black is beautiful.
Ah, flips my singer hair. Flips straight. Thank you so much, girls, for coming through. So if anybody would like to be part of this movement, talking to people, is it something that you guys do, moving around, empowering young girls in schools and stuff like that?
I think the best way to actually follow up on this conversation is to go on social media and follow XX Agenda. Okay. So that's on Facebook, that's on Twitter, and that's on Instagram. And then I think Joanne is going to pick it from there because she's doing a lot with this whole agenda of colorism.
Absolutely. Yeah. And your personal handles as well?
Oh, Korimwende, at Korimwende.
It's like, oh, it's saying. Yeah, man.
No.
At Rael.tomboy. Rael.tomboy.
So you can be a Rael. You tomboy.
Maybe you just do Angela with a J.
Oh, like just write it out like that.
Yeah, if you write ANJELLA, it's just me and some Indians.
Sorry, what?
Anywho, it's been a lovely conversation. Thank you, girls, for coming through.
Thank you for having us.
XX Agenda, social media. Go right there, follow them. We are at the 4 Point by Sheraton, Nairobi Airport. They've been gracious hosts. Alrighty, people, it's been an interesting conversation. Follow XX Agenda on social media and their personal handles. You can talk to us about this and anything else. That's KTN Life and Style on Facebook, KTN Life_Style on Twitter, and Instagram. SMS us 22840. Coming up is books and blogs.
There's a way people are, Catherine, that they don't take notice of you until you're up there. Then they begin to look for what is wrong with you.